Oh my God, what the hell is that?
With company,
Wow.
then a flash smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, and let our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk
Yeah, it's a pretty good
promising
pumpkin.
beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some.
Let's see your inner light.
Talk the tavern. The song's over.
She's got a burning inside. To see the doctor. And welcome to... I'm so glad she left the mic on for this whole thing.
Elizabeth?
It's okay. Welcome to
Oh, she couldn't hear us.
No, she couldn't. You've got to mute yourself when you do that stuff, Elizabeth.
Sorry.
We're getting Morse code from Bigfoot under the table there as he was rubbing on your mic.
Is that what he's doing?
Maybe that's what it's going to be.
Right down there.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
That's so
I
loud.
appreciate that. Ooh, and some people got their
Cavalon
reward.
Shear, X200.
X200. You think you could... Anyhow, welcome to Monday Night's Talk the Tavern. We're going to be discussing Bigfoot for the next hour. So I'm going to... Oh, thank you, Andrea. Oh, and Chris's camera disappears. Chris,
I scared him
can
away.
you reset your camera for me? Pretty please, please, please. Oh, Gary's jumping to the lead.
Hi, Gary.
Pepper Garden Cheered, X300.
Chris, you still with us?
Yes, do you not still see me?
No, I can reset mine if you reset yours and it didn't work.
I can't reset mine because
Okay,
I don't
let
have
me,
one.
let me turn mine off and back on again.
Adjust the camera though. You shouldn't have. And if you did it already and it didn't work, then
I did. This
Okay.
will be 12.
let me just reset mine. Okay, guys, give us just a second. Okay. Okay, guys, it's just.
I hear something.
Yeah. Okay, and that's what I was saying, Chris. If it doesn't work the first time for you, let me just do mine. Okay, Monday, Bigfoot. I'm Travis. I'm drinking the whiskey and the Coke Zero. Andrew, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, that's me. I have tea and M&M's. That's it.
Okay, what about you, Chris?
I'm Chris. I'm drinking, Dan Scamode's Viking Blood Mead and Dr. Pepper.
Did you say dance mode?
Yes,
That
dance
would-
mode.
That would be
Yes.
awesome. It's like he just gets enough meat in him and he starts like busting a move.
Ooch, ooch, ooch.
Boots and cats and boots and cats. Gary, how are you? Elizabeth?
Oh, I'm here. I'm Elizabeth. Hello. Tonight I will be drinking my favorite, wada. But I'm splurging with blue toad cider.
That's a fraud.
And that's a
Delicious.
splurge if you drink a blue toad, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are they hallucinogenic?
It sure is, you giant caterpillar.
Only if you lick it.
The caterpillar or the toad? I don't know where the caterpillar. Where's the
If you-
caterpillar?
I don't know. Lick it, it's an hallucinogen. And you might see Bigfoot.
That's true. There's Kevin. He feels the need. The need for mead. Hey, big baby. That doesn't sound quite right when you say it that way. He's more than just a baby.
He's a wanker.
He is.
Mead.
Okay, so let's get straight on to it. Kevin, if you decide you're coming in, you got to let us know. We will bring you in. We're doing a 1 hour Bigfoot, and immediately afterwards, we'll do a 1 hour UFO show.
Ooh.
So, okay, guys. So which one of you are related to Bigfoot?
Why are you looking at me?
Profuse body hair. Elizabeth with her height. Chris with his fuzzy face. Me, I am
Where
short
did
and
Chris
hairless.
go? Did we lose Chris?
No, he's still here. Chris, he's still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Weird.
You're short and hairless because you... Well, I'd say Wolverine, but no, he's got a lot of hair.
He does. He is like a midget. Bigfoot.
He's a midget foot.
I had one of
A
those on a
little foot.
keychain once.
What?
What?
He's the furry foot.
Ah. Oh, I'm using the Google and I'm checking the Wikipedia about Bigfoot.
Yes.
Okay.
How many sightings have there been?
I don't know.
4,723 in the U.S. alone.
What?
Yeah, totally made that shit up. Sounded good though, right?
And like 30 of them were from
It
me.
sounded fabulous.
That's right. I'm really wondering if that's like way too high or way
You
too
know-
low.
I've seen the Bigfoot family on that purple mattress commercial. Have you seen that? It's so great.
Those are great commercials.
I will watch them all. I won't even stop it. I watch it.
Okay, see, Kevin says I've never been
You know-
mistaken for Bigfoot, but I do walk like the famous video fake. Kevin, can you get a piece of carpet and just put it along your back and then take some crappy footage? What are you gonna say, Elizabeth?
I was just saying. I actually have real life footage of Bigfoot.
Do you?
It took a long time. I really spent some time on the internet for our audience out there, boys and girls. And I found it. I just have to get everything all hooked up and jump in. And I will post this link into the chat on Twitch so you can check it out. I was absolutely astounded, and you will too.
There are at least 12 different kinds of Bigfoot just in the United States.
There is.
Wow.
It's what kinds? Chocolate, vanilla.
12 different ones.
Well, I know you got
All right,
the
it's been posted.
you got the skunk ape in
Or
Florida.
you got the Yeti of the Himalayas.
Well, you said in
The
the U.S.
abominable snowman.
That's also not a U.S. thing. Did you mean in the world?
No, it's-
Wendigo
I'm
would be the Canadian ones.
Yeah.
Ah. Good point, sir. It's not just in our country.
Which I first learned
It's on the
about
continent.
Wendigo thanks to Wolverine back in the early
You
80s.
didn't know about Wendigos?
Not when I was 13,
Why not?
because I'm not Canadian.
Wendigo.
I knew about the skunk ape. I grew up in Florida.
Grape ape?
That might be a little different. We did learn about the moss men in Boy Scouts in Florida, though.
Mossman?
Yeah, this is a fun. It's Bigfoot-ish. Oh, hold
They're
on.
just
Huh?
green.
Toei says, I only recently realized that when I was a kid and my dad used to tell me stories of the boogeyman in the woods, he was really talking about a Bigfoot. Or an uncle, Toei. It could have been an uncle. So, they smell. So when I was in Boy Scouts, when I was in my early to mid-teens, middle school age, they had a myth they would tell the Boy Scouts to make them behave that, you know, if you were a bad person when you were in the Everglades, the moss men, which are tree-like men, they're very tall, they will come and take you and drag you into the swamp and basically cocoon you in a tree and turn you into a moss man.
They're coming to take you away.
But they
haha.
could come to your house and get you too.
How convenient.
Isn't that just like this,
Psychological terrorism?
the army guys that wear the green things?
Green berets?
Berets?
No, they wear the coverage stuff.
Oh.
Snipers.
Kevin says, I really can't pull off the impression, Travis, but I'm prepared to drink until I'm Sasquatched.
No.
Doesn't Sasquatch sound like the bowel movement after a sour stomach?
It does now.
That's what
Sounds like a
sauerkraut
yoga
comes
pose.
What'd you say, Chris?
from. I said it's what sauerkraut comes from.
Oh.
The Sasquatch.
After it had an upset belly and had a bowel movement.
It says the Bigfoot legends go back at least 3,000 years. At least.
Toei says Bigfoot sightings are very common in Ohio where I'm...
Uh-oh.
Between 1818 and 1980, there's over 1,000 listed sightings.
There we go.
Wow.
You okay, Elizabeth? Did Bigfoot get you there?
Everything's just fine. Everything's just fine.
Alright.
And apparently, an Associated Press poll in 2014, more Americans believe in Bigfoot Bigfoot than they do The Big Bang Theory.
Oh dear.
Have they seen the show?
Wow.
I think the original Bigfoot makes it sound like a steam engine. He was steampunk before it was steampunk.
He's all like,
That's
chuka,
true.
chuka, chuka, chuka,
Oh
chuka.
man.
I don't know what happened to our camera. We'll get back to her
It's
in a moment.
Bigfoot.
A couple of comments. Toey, I'm curious what part of Ohio you're from, because I lived in Cincinnati. Still have relations there. And Jewel thanked Gary for the thing. Oh, see, you know, Jewel says we got Sasquatch Sasquatch beer, I'm sorry, in West Virginia. Northeastern Ohio.
Is it made with real Sasquatch?
Fresh squeezed.
Ew.
Look at the head on that thing.
But what the hell?
Oh my.
Bigfoot has psychic powers. Ooh.
I had no idea.
Me neither.
Kevin says there's 0 reputed Bigfoots in the UK. Many of our myth or reality creatures are big cats, such as panthers. Kevin,
You have unicorns.
those actually exist, dude. Panthers are real. We have footage.
He's in the UK. They have unicorns and Gryffindor.
And leprechauns.
We have leprechauns. I've seen them.
That's me at night sneaking through the house. Oh, they're after me pot of gold. Oh, flush. Bigfoot punch beer would be awesome, says Gary. It's
I don't want Bigfoot to punch me. Oh, it says that it's possible that Bigfoots bury their dead. Wouldn't it be big feet?
could be.
Oh, that's very sad.
Kevin explains they're not exactly native. Toei says they also have the Grass Man in Ohio, which is a Bigfoot variant. And no, he doesn't sell weed.
How
And then
do you know?
Jewel wants Kevin to clarify what they have in the UK. Is it panthers or is it cougars?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know if she quite used that internet.
I don't know. It sounds like her.
It does. But not as sexy. So Elizabeth, what about you? You where were you raised?
In Europe, mostly.
Okay. So what about in Europe then? We got some Bigfoot-esque type mythology going on the mainland?
Kevin wouldn't know.
Oh yeah, they have giants. They have actual giants running around in the forest. But you know, when I researched boogeyman, they do have a lot of bogmen and bogmen and giant and magical things in the forests. I don't know.
Like unicorns.
A lot of it. Hang on, I wasn't ready for that question. My only experience are with giants and those creatures hidden in the woods that appear as you want them to appear.
Stalkers? Second dates? It's
Tomato.
Oh.
you just like them tall with a full head of hair. If it goes all the way down the back and down the ass, it's okay.
That's okay. I can work with it. I can work with the hair. That's funny. Today we're talking about Bigfoot, and on Inktober it's overgrown is the theme. So it's a funny day.
There you go. Now, what did you draw? By the way, I loved
it
your
pubic hair?
dragon the other day.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
That
Oh,
dragon was awesome.
Oh, no. Snow.
She liked the snow. See, and that's why you
I
got
like
not
them
only
all, but
did
that's
I
funny as hell.
click like, but I also put a little heart in the comment to let you know a little extra love for that one from me. A little extra awesome. Chris doesn't know what we're talking about. Instagram is a social media, Chris.
Even Bigfoot uses it. Oh god, I wonder if Bigfoot has an Instagram account.
Oh, check him out.
You know he does. You know he does. So, I guess...
So I was looking into the Ohio Grassman.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm so glad you did quotes, because otherwise I totally would have
Never gotten it.
Yeah.
I know. From a small town of Minerva, Ohio, in the late 70s, and apparently he was just pestering this one family that claimed to see him a whole bunch.
Who likes him?
Yeah, that was a soldier in a ghillie suit or somebody in a ghillie
Yeah,
suit.
that's what I meant. One of those. Yeah, the sniper guy.
That was a good night of drinking. That's what that's. Our
Well,
tainted water source.
have you seen Harry and the Hendersons? That's real, right?
Toei has clarified. No, that's the Minerva monster. The Grassman was first sighted in 1869. 69, baby. That's this guy Andrea saw at work, his favorite number. Because
Well,
he's still
then
in
you
7th grade.
tell the cryptid wiki that the Minerva monster and the Grassman are two different things, because they
Post
say
her-
he's the
Post her
same
link
thing.
so she can go fix it.
Yeah, because they're not from there. They don't know. She knows. Here it says that Bigfoot and Chupacabra work together to hunt their prey. It's teamwork.
This sounds like a great live-action Hanna-Barbera movie.
Bigfoot and Chupacabra.
That's right. Bigfoot and Chupacabra
A chupacabra.
hunting in the
The
woods.
deep forest of the northwest.
That's right.
A team works together to save nature.
And eat people. Oh, do it again.
That's a porn.
Kevin says there's a strong link to the Fae across Europe. The Irish belief in the seed, for example. Giants.
The
seem-
sea? The cunt?
Well, yes. Giants seem to be a reoccurring theme, especially in Eastern Europe and some of the former Soviet nations. And then Toei says it may have been a Grassman in Minerva. Just saying, the 1978 sighting didn't start the Grassman stories.
Oh,
Maybe
we
they
have.
were high, I don't know. It was the 70s.
That's true. They had to get him
Grass, man. It was grass.
had to get him away from the draft.
Did you?
Okay.
What is this link that you just posted now, Elizabeth?
That's the same footage, just
Okay.
in case anybody missed it at the
Okay.
beginning.
I don't- you
This
didn't
is
save that,
actual
so we'll
footage.
look at it later.
Pulled up on me.
True footage.
So, Chris, now where were you
It's
raised, Chris?
Amazingly accurate.
What was that?
Where were you raised?
Here in Maryland.
Okay. Now, the reason I ask that is, yes, I know, but other people watching may not. So I need that point of reference for them. And I'll get to
Sure.
that question. Toei says, I will defend my precious Ohio cryptid zealously. Good for you.
Good for you.
Well,
Jesus, beer, and cryptids, Ohio. It says it on the side coming in. There is a, Gary says, and then I'll poke you there. Gary
Don't poke me.
says there is Nephilim, different story though, Book of Enoch. Yeah, there is the,
oh, yeah.
really, I can't, the different choirs.
Like church choirs?
Yeah, but the choirs of heaven, and it's, I looked at how he spelled it, I can't think of what they're called now. Anybody else
I know
remember?
the gates of hell.
No, you have the, and then the,
The sex? Like SECTS sections?
why don't you say what you're going to say? I'm going to look it
I
up.
don't know what I was going to say, but here it says Bigfoot's big feet communicate through tree knocks. I thought that was woodpeckers.
Which is like Enoch, but different.
I always thought that was the woodpeckers. I was wrong. So
Well,
are
in
there any-
Europe, there. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Chris, are there any stories about Bigfoot's feet in Maryland?
Not really.
You guys,
Not
Okay.
that I ever remember growing up. It's not like we were, out hiking outside of Annapolis and, oh no, look out, the Bigfoot's gonna get you. Like, we have a bay monster named Chessie, but that's about it.
Okay.
there we go. The
A
Seraphim.
bay.
Sorry, go ahead there.
Like the Loch Ness monster, but that
Oh.
lives in the Chesapeake Bay.
It's just smaller.
So yeah, what Gary was referring to, like the cherubim and the seraphim, the orders of the. There you go. Thank you, Kevin. You got it, man. Okay, so no Bigfoot where you grew up at, really? Because we have it all up and down the Appalachians. There is mythology of Bigfoot all the way from the swamps of southern Florida up to Maine.
I mean, most of them are like maybe out in like Allegheny and like the Panhandle of Maryland, way out there, that are already in the mountains. Sure, I'm sure there are Bigfoot sightings out there.
Oh, not sightings, just
Stories.
Because there was actually just what was it, 8 or 10 years ago, there was a Bigfoot sighting at a construction site in Maryland, in Baltimore.
No, that was just Chris.
Yes, and one in Laurel, apparently.
Yeah, and there was a discussion of whether it was actually a brown bear or a Bigfoot, and it was pretty much said that's a Bigfoot. It was on the news and everything.
Well,
yes.
have you ever listened to Coast to Coast?
Casey Kasem, Coast to Coast?
No, it's the night. It was at night on AM radio. You listen to it all the time. And I remember
It's still on.
Is it? It's still on.
Yeah. Different host, I think, because the other one passed away. Yeah. But I remember many years ago I listened to one about Bigfoot, and this woman called in and said Bigfoot was in her trash. That's all I remember from that. I just thought that was funny. She was very upset because Bigfoot kept going through her trash.
It's not her ex-husband in a raccoon outfit. Not this time.
What happens is
there's a Maryland Bigfoot Digest.
Well, that's what he does after every meal. When he gets some Maryland crabs. I totally doused my pussy with bourbon.
Which one?
Oh, Goblin.
How sad.
Oh.
Suck
Monsteropolis.
it. Slurp it.
Elizabeth, you're frozen on my screen right now.
Am I? What am I
Oh,
doing?
so
All right,
I'm
let's
so happy.
It's an okay freeze point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dev, no. How the hell you been, man? Good to see
Devin
you.
Time for
44 just
Bigfoot.
subscribed.
Here's
Here's
to
to
you.
you. Howdy y'all, and I do enjoy the messing with Bigfoot
All right,
commercials.
hang on.
Those are good commercials. A couple comments while Elizabeth, you're good again. You're good.
Okay, thank you.
Toei says Monsteropolis is a really fun podcast that covers a lot of cryptids. They've actually read my letters on air. LOL. We're better than that, Toei. We talk to you on air.
Yeah, we do.
We just don't have 10,000 people listening. I mean, besides the CIA.
And Bigfoot.
And Devnall says, yep, howdy y'all. I do enjoy the messing with Bigfoot commercials.
Yeah, those are funny. It's so
And
sad, though.
he has subscribed for 17 months in a row.
Devnall, you're awesome.
And it is in a row. Wow.
Holy shit.
Oh, Devnall's got the first founder badge next to his name now.
He should.
Yeah, he's been around since the beginning, guys.
He's been around for a long time.
If you guys have been following the channel since we started, like Kevin, I think you, etc., you will see a notification that the next time you subscribe, you get that, I want to say first responder badge, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
a founder badge.
Whatever.
Perhaps slightly different responsibilities. Oh, Julia's explained that sighting you guys were talking about. That sighting was Jamin strolling around without a shirt. There's Tajinter.
Do seem to have there's been a big resurgence in Bigfoot kids movies recently. There was a Son of Bigfoot movie, I think in 2017, and then wasn't there just Abominable just came out?
Yeah.
And Littlefoot just came out. Or Smallfoot. Maybe it was Smallfoot, not Littlefoot. Littlefoot's the dinosaur from Land Before Time.
Correct.
But Smallfoot.
And there's Trin. Tajinter says he shouldn't be here. He
Wow.
needs to be asleep so he can drive down to the
Trin!
beach in a couple hours.
Oh.
Trin, thank you for the host.
Hey, Tran.
So got a good crowd here. Well, Chris or Andrew was about to say something. No pressure. Wow, look at the face. She is like a cougar in the headlights.
Yeah. But here's the next fact.
Okay. Oh, Trin says she's getting home now. Don't talk till she gets home.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. Bigfoot. It says Bigfoot might be
Don't
a
look at-
surviving member of the presumed extinct race of ancient apes.
There is actually about 4 or 5 species of. We keep on, like, every 19 months we find a new primitive species that our species may have crossbred with, come from, been influenced by, played poker with on Wednesdays. It's hard to say.
Why is it gonna be Wednesday?
That's the only time they were available, okay? We know how this goes setting up games. Okay, Trin, hurry home. Drive safe. Don't rush. Get quick.
You know, you would think because of evolution,
Mhm.
and as species go, they evolve. So, is this the evolved form of whatever they are, or they just haven't evolved? I wonder that sometimes.
Oh, God damn it.
Do you have a comment, Elizabeth?
Shh.
Oh.
Chris is cursing everyone.
Yeah, no, I just got a notification on my phone that my credit card has been on hold because of suspicious activity. So,
Pornhub.
Restocking the basement.
I was gonna say, getting your porn at the video store now, are we?
When I say restocking the basement, I mean you can't just buy white women with your credit card anymore.
Maybe you can.
No.
I saw that thing on Instagram.
No, it's best if you use Bitcoin.
I think it's because I, like, went out and bought a bunch of, like, dress shirts and new dress clothes now that I've gained some weight. So I, like, dropped $150 on new dress clothes today. So I bet that's
They're
why
just like,
it's all...
no, this guy doesn't buy nice clothes. We better put a hold on
Yeah.
his card.
Yup.
These are not flip-flops and t-shirts. Motherfucker car got stolen. By the way, Toei says Bigfoot stole Chris's credit card.
Ah, it could be.
And
Who
to-
knows?
Jinto
But-
says the bacteria and genetic material of our digestive tract is 98% unknown. We're the only species with it, and we don't know where it came from.
Interesting.
To Jinter, I need some clarification on that. What? Are you saying the bacteria in our digestive tract is different from any other animal on the planet? At least 98% of it? And what do you mean unknown? Exclusive to us, or like, fuck, that's a bacteria. What the hell is bacteria? I'm confused. And the genetic material, are like, isn't the genetic material of our digestive tract the same as the rest of our genetic material?
Nobody knows.
And I know Chijinter is a very smart guy. That's why I'm throwing these questions at him, because I think he'll
He
understand.
knows what he's talking about, but we're not quite sure. Dumb it down.
See,
Give us more explanation.
and Kevin clarifies, the contents of my digestive tracts is also 98% unknown. I know what mine is. It's bourbon and candy corn. Ooh.
Ugh, why are you
Yes.
eating candy corn?
Oh,
They were here. It's the ones with real sugar and honey, though. It's not
beautiful.
the high fructose corn syrup ones.
I found him special for him.
Brock's Classic. They now have a classic issue of candy corn. Not made with high fructose
Of course
corn
they
syrup.
do.
Speaking of food, did you know Bigfoot likes apples and also enjoys blueberry bagels?
And long walks on the beach and pina coladas,
Well-
motherfuckers.
According to the Bigfoot Museum in West Virginia.
They asked him last time he came around to see how his
I
family
think we
line turned out.
actually went past this because that kind of looks familiar. When we travel everywhere.
Oh, road trip.
If we didn't go by there, we need to.
Because I bet you that's a day trip. I bet you we make it there in 5 hours.
Okay. Alright. Let me see where that is. Legend of Bigfoot, West Virginia.
While you're doing that, John, how are you? Think they meant the contents in my digester. See, everybody is just competing. Now, Chijinter says it's called genetic dark matter. We can tell what the base of other species' stomach acids are, and DNA can be tracked. We have no clue where ours come from. Chijinter, I'm very interested in what you're saying, and I want more of it, but I don't want to knock us too far off track. So, if you're around tomorrow, starting at 7, I'm actually doing something, a whole show, an hour show on weight loss and digesting. So come hang out. Let's talk about this. Unless you're at your beach house, then you schnob.
Oh, this where it is because Mothman is also in West Virginia.
Right, right. They probably hang out together at the same bar.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's good to have friends.
Every time they leave, Bigfoot's like, "Don't drink and fly.
I lost my page.
Don't let me catch you in the morning around that fucking street light. Flap, 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 flap."
Quit flapping.
I know that.
Drunk.
I know that Bigfoot, through my research here,
Oh yeah.
it took a real surgence in the 70s. It got
It
very
did.
popular.
Thanks, Leonard
And
Nimoy.
It even was included in shows. And I remember Leonard Nimoy
Right.
doing a bunch of shows following him. But
It's
a
called
lot of the
Insert Shot.
popularity was gained from a hoax.
Right.
The guy that took the original video of Bigfoot, it was a hoax. And they found and there was a footprint that created this surge back in
Mhm.
69, I think was the date. He admitted that was a lie. But then he gained popularity again, the same gentleman, for another sighting. So
That's funny.
I don't know if it's true or not, but it sure is. Nature finds a way. If I could go to Jurassic Park or
No, I was about to say, even if
There's
nature doesn't, Hollywood will.
Hollywood, Hollywood would tear down the forest to make a way for it.
A couple comments here. Kevin says, "I'm sat on a harbor wall right now, but it's cold, dark, and I don't own a house." Toby says, "The Legend of Boggy Creek movies in the 70s spurred a lot of interest." I'm not familiar with those.
Boggy Creek. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, The Legend of Boggy Creek. It is October, so there could be some good spooky movie watching going on if we get some good... You know what? While we're in the middle of this, if anybody has one or two favorite spooky movies, not just slasher flicks, I'd put those up too. What the hell, why not? And welcome home. Trin has spoken to Elizabeth and Andrea. Earlier she spoke to you, Chris. Oh,
What?
she adds me as an afterthought.
Aww.
Those aren't even exclamation points
Aw.
after my name. I think they're middle fingers.
You're my first thought. It's okay. Here's a last thought. Hillary names Bigfoot as her running mate. You're welcome. Weekly Real News.
Like jogging or politically?
It does not specify.
It could be the Clintons or joggers. Okay, Gary says that particular guy who was responsible for the hoax was trying to get people to watch his nature films. Everybody forgot about his nature films, but remember the spectacular fake Bigfoot footage. It was really good, actually, wasn't it? And Kevin points out the contents of my Boggy Creek are 98% unknown.
Kevin!
Tajinter points out, which, by the way, Tajinter, if I'm not mistaken, damn it, I'm going to get it wrong again,
That
buddy.
name sounds familiar.
It's, I want to say South Korea, and came through North Korea to, but anyhow, eventually made it here.
Welcome back.
Not bad. He says, the thing I find interesting about almost every culture has a story about something very similar to the Sasquatch, from the Chinese Yaren to the Yeti, and even the French ape man. Oh yeah, Trin, there are people here that we haven't seen in a few months, but was here way back when the whole shebang started on Twitch. It's a good night. Devnall, give us a wave there, man. Devnall's our own.
Don't forget the wild. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I said, don't forget. I forgot it. In Europe, in Germany, it was the wild men of the forest, and wild men, wild women, wild
Tarzan.
families.
What'd you
That
say,
were kind
Tarzan?
of their version of the Bigfoot.
You're going to be seeing one of those wild men this weekend when you're camping. Because
Yeah,
you are
you are.
going camping with Ed this weekend, right?
Does he get wild? He seems like he's pretty chill.
No, he's very chill. I'm just saying he's going to be
He's
a
one of
man
the
in the
wild
wild.
men of the forest.
And if you watch
Oh,
at
I
night
see,
and
I
peek
see,
out
I
towards
see.
the moonlight, you can see his butt-ass naked form
Oh my.
peeing on a tree. Oh, see, there's something else.
Oh.
Governor says Spanish chupacabra or something
Chupacabra.
like
It
that.
means goat sucker.
But that
Chupacabra means goat sucker.
it does. It does.
They suck
It's
goats.
Oh, by the way, a great Halloween costume if everybody needs one. Get a bag of lollipops and a chicken head mask and go as a cocksucker. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Okay, this time, I don't know if it's actually Bigfoot, but there is video of a silhouette walking along a ridge.
It could be a
And
celebrity
I posted
imposter.
It's a big something.
And there's a lot of crap you got to get through, but it starts around 3 minutes and 50 seconds in. So
350.
you'll see.
Use it. Hey, I got
350.
a quick joke for you.
Oh god.
How many? No, I told this to one of you, so don't answer if you already know. How many cannibals does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I don't think it's a good idea to be in the dark with a bunch of cannibals. Eat me, I'm a turkey.
Oh, we have to watch that.
Has anybody seen
Eat
Addams
me.
Family 3?
No.
The one where Tim Curry...
What?
Addams Family 3, where Tim Curry plays Gomez.
We need to find that.
It's probably
But
on
Adam's
Netflix.
Family Values is where they go to camp, and Pugsley plays the turkey of the
Eat me.
first Thanksgiving, and he says, "Eat me, I'm a turkey."
Oh yes. Now I know what you're talking about.
That's like the best song ever.
Now, one more quick tangent for you, Chris, and then we'll be back on topic, I swear. We'll let Elizabeth talk.
Not on
Not yet,
topic.
not yet, not yet. Hold on. Chris, are you going to do like the 3-year Disney thing so it's less than $5 a month? The Disney Channel?
Probably. I didn't know that was a thing, but
Yeah.
yes.
Apparently, if you order for like, it's 2 or
his
3
credit
years.
card doesn't work because of Bigfoot right now, so.
That's right. If he is kind of, yeah. Okay, Elizabeth, what were you going to say?
She knows.
No pressure.
Okay, are we talking about the subscribing to this channel in terms of Chris? Is that
No,
what
no,
we're
no.
talking about?
Disney Channel.
Because the new Disney thing, it's coming out next month. And Tajinter says, I've already got Netflix and Hulu. I'm not buying a new streaming service. It's less than $5 a month. And if you pay full price, it's still only like $6 a month. And Tajinter with the content.
Oh. You don't need to pay for it, but Pluto TV is an app and they got live streaming, and there's a cat channel. That is all.
I am looking forward to seeing the new Addams Family animated one. Curious to see what they did with it there.
Yeah.
It's in the drive-in theater this weekend.
And you know,
Is it really?
Yeah, single.
Snoop Dogg is Cousin It.
In real life and in the movie. There we go. See, we got Toei says Pluto has some really fun channels.
We have Vudu and IMDb TV.
Yeah. Free apps, free TV. And the CW, where I can watch all my superhero series.
And I have to wait till Netflix.
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause we
Okay,
watch them.
so let's do this then. Let's go in a different direction for the last 20 minutes here.
We already did.
If you could meet... Oh, Trin is reading Wynn's book. Very good. Awesome. It is a good book. If you guys could meet Bigfoot, and this is for the viewers and the participants on air right now. If you could meet Bigfoot, and he was intelligent enough to have communication of some sort with, how would that go? What would you do? How long would you keep in communication? What would you introduce him to? Etc.
I would ask the rating for the purple mattress.
By the way, if you guys don't know about the purple mattress, go to YouTube, look up purple mattress. It's a real product, but they use Bigfoot as their spokes family. Actually, Mom Bigfoot
Well, and there's baby Bigfoot and daddy Bigfoot, but
That's great. Okay. Baby foot. So Trin says I would ask him why he doesn't shave. So what about you, Chris?
itchy.
I don't know. Probably like, where's your favorite place to just like hang out and chill? What national park? You know, what mountain?
Now Toei throws in, I try to trade him something. Arts and crafts exchange. So Gary immediately goes like Bigfoot is a higher intelligence. What is your genetic origin? How do you fit into the animal spectrum? And Devnall says, please, Mr. Bigfoot, don't eat me. And Pluto TV has a Doctor Who channel.
I'm looking to see if Bigfoot has his own Instagram.
I bet you he does. What about you, Elizabeth? You got something yet?
Well, unlike you rude bastards, I would ask him what pronouns he prefers.
See, it is a comedy channel because we know. I don't think that. Here's to them.
God, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
You guys
if, in a
think-
perfect world, if he were polite or something, you know, it would be amazing to go have him take you through the forest through his eyes or her eyes.
Right.
You know?
I'm not that tall. You'd have to. Pick
Especially
me up.
if he came back, you know. Imagine just.
I read a porn book like that. I really did. Yeah, it was one of the top sellers on Amazon for a long time. It was incredible.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Did you say a porn book? I'm sorry,
Yes.
your internet cut out.
Yes, porn.
No, it was porn.
Erotica. Basically kidnapped and fucked by Bigfoot.
Yeah, those sell pretty well.
Now, I'm going to read some
Well-
comments. Do you want to say something real quick?
I thought you were going to read the book.
And for the last 10 minutes.
I was gonna say, if
Talk of the Tavern after
Bigfoot's-
dark.
if Bigfoot's out there, who's to say that Bigfoot is not on a social media? Doesn't have like all the stuff that we have. I don't believe.
How do you
that-
think he's paying for that? Like Bitcoin?
I don't know. Taking messed up pictures of himself and selling it on eBay. I don't know.
Sending in hairy underwear. I got to read comments. They're getting out of... Okay, so Gary asks, he would ask Bigfoot, why do you hide from us? Duh. Really, Gary? John
I
says,
hide from us.
he would ask, do you and bears do it in the same place in the woods?
Like it or poopies. Are they like the Charmin bears and just use Charmin?
They could do it at the same time and then just watch her face collapses. Anyhow, Kevin says, I would ask him what he feared most about men and what he thought we needed but did not have. Also, if he needed an agent, and had he heard of IMAC? IMAC. IMMAC.
I wonder if they wear clothes.
And Tajinter says, depends on what Bigfoot I'm talking to. The shy, retiring berry eater that just wanted to be left alone? I'd point him towards the Rocky Mountains. The more aggressive? Probably ask him how he managed to avoid getting photographed for so long. He has a restraining order.
He has one of those Men in Black flashy things.
It's called his penis. Toei says, Bigfoot erotica was a topic in the last Virginia state election. Trin says,
How did I miss that?
we'll all get to comment on all the things in a moment. Let me read 4 more comments. Trin says, what if it was like the King Kong scene where, let's say, Andrea Elizabeth was on their shoulder and climbed onto a skyscraper?
I don't climb.
Jewel points out the dinosaur erotica. Yep, same author. I am apparently a pro on this. I didn't know. Tajinter says, I actually consider writing a Bigfoot erotica twist where people keep trying to sex him or her up and they're just sighing and going, please put some clothes on. They being Bigfoot that are just like, get some. Okay, comments, guys. Go. Erotica,
Wow.
Bigfoot, Virginia election.
But I got dirty fast. I got dirty. Well, what's his favorite position, And
Oh, you know what? I am betting it
Yeah.
is missionary because in the wild, there's probably not a lot of good wiping going on. And when you're doggy style with a dirty butt, that is just a
But who
a
is
poop
where?
bellows right up into the man's face.
No, there's bunnies out there, and their fur poop doesn't stick to their fur.
Well, that's very true. They've got the pellet poo.
Well, no, I'm
So
saying.
if a Bigfoot fucks one of them from behind, it's okay.
No, the Bigfoot uses the rabbit to wipe. You've heard the joke.
I love
Oh,
that
there
joke.
you
I
go.
tell that joke all the time. What, Elizabeth?
I said, there you go. There you go.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at this election story.
Toei has posted the link to the election with the Bigfoot. And now I want to point out it's in the LA Times newspaper.
What, Hillary choosing Bigfoot as her running mate?
Author of Bigfoot Erotica wins Virginia congressional race.
Nice.
Did she really?
No way.
Did she really? Is that for realsies? Because that's great. She actually quit writing them because as her children hit high school, she didn't want to be an embarrassment to them if somebody found out. Kevin says...
Is it great?
Huh?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
with Kevin.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, is it great? We haven't even read the book. Maybe they're horrible.
Oh, no,
Maybe her
I
writing is
have read them.
No, they're not bad.
Like all
Oh,
three
wow.
of them. They're on my Kindle right here. And they're... I'm not going to say they're good.
But they're not bad.
Okay,
They're
did we-
interesting.
Triceratops and Tricerabottom.
Did we mention yet to the audience the sex of the author?
I said she a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah, a mother who was
Okay.
basically making
Is it
extra
a
money.
woman?
And she was making like $250,000 a year or something off this.
She was doing well.
Yeah, or maybe that was a month. I don't know. Big money. Kevin says, Jewel, dinosaur erotica? Is it like 50 Shades of Scales? Are there Triceratops and Tricerabottoms?
There are.
Tejinter says, I'd vote for her. I would too. I'd need to know her stand on position.
Yeah, I'd
Not
have to
stand
know
on
that first.
positions. Her. Moving on. Toei says, I want to move.
Tyrannosaurus dick.
T. Cox. I want to move to Riggleman's district because my congressman is awful. Rob Riggleman, the one who played in Men in Black and also Santa Clarita Diet. I may. Tejinter says I may be a dirty, dealing, rotten, child-punching asshole. God, I like him before. Grawl would like him. But I never wrote Bigfoot erotica. Well, you still have time. You're young.
Whatever.
I don't know, man. It's looking better and better. That chick made money. It's a
Yeah.
lot more money than I've made.
Yeah, and this is where there was, after that happened, people kind of caught on to this weird...
Well,
Erotica means sex writing. Porn, essentially, Trin,
it's
but
a
in
nice
a
way
written
of saying
format.
porn.
Yeah.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff, not just Bigfoot, but we're not going to discuss that. That's a different show.
Kevin mentions another rare dinosaur who has died out, ate a lot of puss.
Lesbian's favorite dinosaur.
That's right, thank you. There you go. Oh, man. No, I shouldn't talk about that here. Anyhow, I have a story from work today. But, yeah, I don't
That'll
think...
be after the show.
Yeah, I don't think I'll repeat it on air just in case one of my coworkers is listening. This would be the day they would pop in.
Right?
Ate a lot of puss. Let's just say that for the next 10 minutes.
Vegetarians.
That's right. So I think if I actually met a Bigfoot of any sort that was open to communication and we were able to, he'd be like, oh, he is so white for a human, as I interpret of Dan's. I think I wouldn't want to introduce him to much of our culture, assuming they already see it a little bit on the fringes. I would rather, like you guys, kind of want to learn about their culture, their family union, their migration pattern, if any, or do they hibernate?
Like bears.
Well, yeah, especially in the northern regions, if they're not
Do they shower? Do they clean themselves like cats?
That is a good question. What about hygiene? And I want to learn about their culture. Now, if they were curious about our culture, I think a house like mine is a great place to start because it's still on the fringes of society.
And we have cats. Don't eat the cats.
And introduce them to cooked food.
You know, if the body's not used to it and you give them cooked stuff, it's going to mess them up.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Just like if you're used to cooked food and then you start eating raw food, it's going to mess you up for a bit.
Ginger has a few comments. Totally on topic of Bigfoot. Hold on. Oh my God. Ginger says, "What's the difference between garbanzo beans and chickpeas?" Do you know, Andrea? Don't look. Don't look.
Don't.
Everybody's reading the chat, so I'll just say it. He said, "I would never pay $500 for a garbanzo to bean on me."
I know a garbanzo.
Yeah, Ginger, we actually do know a couple who go by the name Garbanzo, and
No, just him.
that would be the most fun I've ever had being urinated on. I pretty much can guarantee it.
He balances on a ball
He's got
and
his-
juggles.
Well-
He's got his brother, too.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Thank you, Trin. Thank you, Trin. You could clip a lot of stuff off this hour and the next hour. Toei says, "I like trading stuff because that's classic method new cultures interacting." Good point, Toei. And I would love to have...
Please don't trade the children.
Oh, I'm just...
Yeah, if
How
you
much
could
for the
cook dinner
children?
Bigfoot, what would you cook him for dinner?
Well, apparently, after
Turkey.
Andrew's advice, which is reasonable, I wouldn't cook
Well-
anything.
Well, you don't know if they don't cook their stuff off
That's
the
also
fire.
assuming that he doesn't cook his food. You know,
Right.
maybe he's all about that wilderness cooking.
It could be.
We have a
Could
yard, we have a fire pit, there you go.
But considering if I would not hurt his digestive system, I would be thrilled to throw some stuff on the grill. Maybe some grilled corn with some
No.
butter, as well as maybe some chicken breast with seasoning, and keep
No
it simple.
Because, have you seen Harry and the Hendersons?
No.
He's a
Yes.
vegetarian. He's very sad. He buries the roast.
Is he a vegetarian?
I don't know. But he's very sad.
Because I can imagine the mother turning away from John Lithgow going,
And he buries, their taxidermied stuff hanging on the wall. Oh, I love that movie. It's so horrible. And 80s.
I would treat Bigfoot.
Big
Fuck.
Thug?
Come here, Big Fuck.
It's just because I was going like this. You're like, big fuck, yeah.
I would totally ask. I treat him like I would any guest. What would they like? What would they prefer? And then if he said surprise me, and you go for it.
Did you
a
come out
good
naked
fish
with
would
a
be
bottle of
lovely.
something? It's gonna be hot tonight. We're cooking all right, baby.
Sure.
At least
I
I
may
know
have
you'll be
hit
gone
my
in the
match.
morning and there won't be any photographs.
You know,
I wake up and my skin is just burned from friction everywhere.
and you got hairballs.
Dehydrated. Unable to walk for days.
Trin, you do want to be concerned about the insides and organs and the digestive because you feed them something, they're going to shit in your yard.
That ain't gonna be twigs and berries, baby.
They're going to shit on these walls, Ray.
And Toei says, and this is a genius
This
idea.
is great.
I'd trade him a macrame bracelet with a GPS tracker
Do
on
you
it.
have one of those just ready to go?
She snuck one
probably
onto her
does.
husband. Be careful when we get a Christmas present from her.
She knows where we go. It's on the stream.
We keep fucking inviting her. Gary says huckleberry pie and some weed. And then Jules says that's how the California fires got started.
Bigfoot trying to cook.
Harry and the Hendersons had
You
this.
sure you want a high Bigfoot running around your house? I mean, he might not react well.
Around the house.
That's true. I don't know if I'd let him inside. I definitely let him look inside, but with the
No,
cats,
with the cats, I just think it might be like with Alf, if anybody knows that show, where he kept trying to eat the cat.
you mean Gordon Shumway show?
Shh. We call him Alf. Alien life form show.
It's a bit insulting.
Yeah, well, that's for the next show. I'm segueing.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, I want you guys to know in a few minutes we're going to play our closing music, but stick around.
We're not leaving.
We're doing another show immediately afterwards about UFOs. So don't go anywhere, guys, and you give us a minute.
See, I did. I segued.
Well done. Yeah. Kevin says, do older Yeti Bigfoot wear their hair in a comb over? How long does it take to dry after a bath? If he walks on vinyl carpet, does he turn into a fuzzball? Was Chewbacca a relative? Do they deliberately appear as to campers just to fuck with their head?
Only high ones. Oh my god, when they go bald, is it just on their head or is it everywhere?
Straight down their back.
Not down
Stops
the
at the butt crack. Tejinter says a high Sasquatch with a belly full of unknown food, he would shit himself inside out onto the ceiling.
Don't let him in the house.
Now, Tejinter, knowing your background and the places you have traveled and how you traveled, I feel like this might be first-hand experience talking. Trin had a dream that Bigfoot had a monocle and was swimming around in murky water park water staring at you. I still remember the dream, every
That
detail.
wasn't a dream.
So, Trin, you want to go camping with Ed and Elizabeth this weekend? Because they could totally reenact that. And it could be either one of them. You'll never know.
That's true. That's true.
Elizabeth's like, I am 6'1" and I will swim the fuck out of things.
And I can hold my breath a long time.
Yeah, you can.
Do we?
And her number is 555.
Big cack. I just know I need to take a moment of pause. When do I get to do that?
Any minute now. Give me about 2 minutes. We're going to wrap this up and go into the closing music before we go into the opening music.
And then we'll have a break before the opening, right?
Sure.
Okay.
That
Oh,
sounds
okay.
like we
Something
will.
to drink.
I gotta do a change of lighting because we're gonna go dark with UFOs.
Ooh, very good. Okay. So here's what I want to tell you. For everybody here, as I said, hang out, don't go anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
We're not really
going to do a
leaving.
switch over. For anybody who is not watching this live, is watching it on a replay or in any other format, check out our other episodes because we did a second one tonight, UFOs, and tomorrow night we're doing something about weight loss and digestion, and then also something about the body and exercise.
Oh my god.
Few comments to shut it down with. Tejinter says cows have trouble walking downstairs, and while they can be convinced to drink laxative, it takes an hour and 10 minutes to work its way through all four stomachs.
How do you know this?
It works with Cal.
Hey. Yes, Chris?
No, it's true. Cows don't like going downstairs.
I'm not worried about this.
What about escalators? How do they feel about escalators?
Same.
Move along.
Tejinter then.
Is it that they don't like to go downstairs, or they won't go downstairs?
It's not.
I mean,
really a
you-
big... Sorry.
We tried. It didn't work very well.
Everybody raise their glass.
It's not really Bigfoot.
We're going to close
it's
it
Chewbacca.
with Tejinter's thought here. There was a book written where the Millennium Falcon crashed on Earth and Chewbacca was Sasquatch. We're out of here, guys, but don't actually go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're not going anywhere.
Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the Tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.
Okay, guys, everybody.